that's one of the huge things in the press conference today. As you know, we were telling you earlier at 6 o'clock about the Fulton Street Bridge. You can actually still see the problem underneath that bridge, those huge pieces of debris possibly hitting cables that run a lot of the electricity through downtown, possibly one of those big pieces of debris actually knocking into one of those cables, possibly knocking off the insulation that goes around the cable. But another big bridge that the city is watching tonight is the CSX, that railroad bridge. And you might have noticed, and Larry was just telling you guys, that there are actually some railroad cars on it right now, even with the high water. And it's actually because of the high water that all those cars are still on that bridge. The cars are stabilizing the bridge. Each car, not just the weight of the car itself, but each one is actually also filled with salt on top of it to make it that much heavier. Now, the girders of that bridge are underwater right now, but railroad officials told the city that the bridge is sound. Something that the city says they believe to be the case, but they say they are aware of the worst case scenario.
Should the bridge fail, which of course neither they nor we are expecting, the cars would go into the drink, and we would have two concerns. One is for the Wealthy Street Bridge below, and the second is, of course, for the environmental damage due to salt entering the river. This area continues to be a location of concern for us, and we're closely monitoring flood walls and bridge structure.
Closely monitoring, you heard, flood walls and bridge structure. City officials saying they have no reason to believe that bridges or flood walls will buckle or succumb at all to the flood waters. But as Leon was saying, we are standing right here on the edge. You can see some of that water from Plaza Tower's basement being pumped back into the river. Another thing that we were told today is actually not all of the water from Plaza Towers, and actually another building just down the river from where we are, the Forsland building, they actually both still purposely have some water in the basement. We're told that's to equalize the pressure, and then that also acts as sort of another flood wall, so we don't have an emergency, even a worse situation than we have now. Now I'm going to pass it back to Leon. Obviously the city watching several different things right now, a lot of moving parts, as just trying to get through this crisis, and then, as we were talking about at 6, figure out how things can possibly change in the future.
Okay, and of course the mayor seemed really optimistic that we're not going to see these bridges going down here, so it's a safe situation.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's saying, you know, they have no reason to believe that any of the bridges are not structurally sound, saying that they're closing the bridges that they're closing at this point just out of an abundance of caution. They want to make sure that people here in Grand Rapids are as safe as they can possibly be, and obviously that's something that we want to get across today. We want you guys to stay away from the rivers, stay away from those bridges if they are blocked off, until at least we get through this crisis.
Okay, Danny Carlson, thank you very much.